We all struggle. We all go through things. Sometimes you just don't know why. You ever feel like you pray and your prayers don't go past your ceiling? You walk outside and you pray and your prayers just doesn't seem to go past your lips. You're calling out, but you hear nothing. And then you hear the stories on YouTube or at a testimony at church of how God spoke to this person, God spoke to that person. God sent me a sign here, and some stranger walked up to me and handed me $50 or gave me a note of encouragement. And you just think, man, where's my testimony? Where's my voice? Where's my answer? Why am I going through this? Why is my family going through this? What did I do wrong? You know, Job, when he lost everything, he had no idea why. He couldn't figure it out, man. And his friends, when he came to visit him, they probably took care of his sores, probably, did certain things for him. And everything was fine until they opened their mouths and decided that they were going to speak on God's behalf. And then what did Job say to him? Eventually, Job got sick of it. And he said, I've heard many things like this. You are miserable comforters, all of you. He says that in Job 16. You're miserable comforters. His own wife said, why don't you just, basically in so many words said, why don't you just curse God and go to hell? I'll do another sermon on that later on, but he couldn't even get comfort from his wife. Sometimes there just is no answer. Sometimes it's just life. Sometimes life they don't just hand you lemons. They give you some rotten lemons, and you can't make any lemonade because you ain't got no water. And it's just really, you go through stuff. A cancer diagnosis, or a family's going through mental illness, a suicide. My cousin's husband committed suicide a couple of years ago. I had a cousin that committed suicide. I got a family member right now that's going through a mental illness, and you pray like, God, why? Sometimes it's just life. We live in a fallen world, and the only comfort is knowing that Jesus wept. Remember, he wept, and he weeps for you, and he does care. Don't go by your feelings. Go by what you know, because that's truth.